Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about tech and what I personally think about tech right now and what do I think about tech in the future. So as you all know, we got hit with a pandemic and people started to panic and a lot of people were selling a bunch of their stocks and the whole stock market was crashing and people didn't really know what to do. So as time went on, people started to realize that tech was doing really well. Why? Because tech is mostly online. You don't need to be in person to buy things and sell things and work and stuff like that. Now, the biggest thing that people are wondering right now is tech still going to be this, strong and thriving after we find a vaccine, if we find a vaccine? And no one really knows the answer, but based on my hypothesis, I feel like once we do find a vaccine, I do feel like the tech bubble is going to pop. I do feel like tech is still super strong. I still feel like tech will be strong after, but I don't think it's going to be as strong and dominant as it is right now. Now, obviously, that's just my opinion, but the reason I say this is because it's not like people really have much of a choice in the current situation. People don't always have a choice to go out and buy clothes and buy books and stuff like that. Some people are truly scared to leave their houses. Some people don't want to go outside. Some people don't want to step foot in a Target or a Walmart or any clothing shops or malls and stuff like that. So people depend on places like Amazon and online shopping and stuff like that. Now, with that being said, online has been growing in the past 10 years anyway. Most people are usually buying online regardless. They don't really go in person if they need something. For example, if someone wants to buy a pair of shoes, they know their shoe size, they know the color they want. They're not going to bother, going to the actual store and buying it. It's just so much easier online. And with passes such like Amazon Prime and stuff like that, it makes shipping all free and expedited and stuff like that. So the reason why I say this is because this specific situation reminds me of the .com bubble that we had back in the early 2000s. And this is just, you guys have to keep in consideration that tech is it's a little bit overvalued right now. That has to do with, tech's earnings blowing through the roof. Most tech companies are doing pretty well right now. A lot of the tech companies beat earnings like Microsoft and Amazon and Tesla and all these other companies. But I think the biggest thing that people have to realize is when things go back to normal, people aren't going to be looking at tech anymore like they are now. People are going to be looking back at airlines and cruises and other stocks like that. Maybe even gold, because, our dollar is going to, if it hasn't already, tank even further. And it's just something to keep in consideration that if you're picking up tech, me personally, I'm not picking up any tech. I do monitor it here and there. And I do think some tech companies are a good buy, even though I feel like tech will take a hit after coronavirus ends. Like for me, for example, I think Microsoft is a great buy. I would personally invest in Microsoft because I feel like even after we find a vaccine and such, Microsoft is still going to continue to thrive and do super, super well. Now, the biggest thing is people are like, so what should I do? For me personally, plan out the situation, but I personally would not be picking up tech at these levels. I mean, if you take a look here, Amazon is $3,156 a share. And if you take a look, guys, right before the pandemic, this thing was about $2,100 a share. Now, you have to understand that it may revisit these levels after this whole pandemic is over. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. As I said, people don't really know where the current situation is going to go. People don't know when we're going to find a vaccine. But I'll tell you this much, that the tech bubble is getting pretty big. It may get bigger, who knows? But for me, I know that eventually tech is going to take a big hit. Tech is dominant now because more people are transitioning to everything online, whether it be shopping, work, school, and stuff like that. So tech is thriving. But me personally, I feel like once everything goes back to normal, who knows where tech is going to end up. I still think tech is super strong. It's a very strong sector, and it's not like I'm bashing the tech sector at all. I think they do great things. I think they are going to do great things. My whole consensus here is I do feel like the tech market is overvalued. This is why I'm not personally picking up any tech, because I know if I'm going to buy, let's say, $5,000 worth of Amazon, who knows if it's actually going to continue to grow. I know Amazon is a big company and stuff like that, but I feel like once things kind of go back to normal, I think people will kind of turn their heads away from tech for a little bit, and they're going to start focusing on other things like travel again, and people are going to start focusing on retailers, like in-person retailers and restaurants and all these commodities. So with that being said, my overall opinion is I do think tech is a bit overvalued. I don't think that tech is even close to being undervalued. I think people are looking to tech to kind of, save the ways just because everything else is taking a hit. And with that being said, I mean, I just honestly feel like, there's not really much that people can do. Everything else is taking a hit, and tech are the only companies that ended up producing super good earnings. So people are looking to tech to kind of carry us through this whole pandemic situation, and that's why the market is continuing to rally, because tech is doing very, very well. And I'm not gonna shift any attention away from that. Tech is doing very, very well. Their earnings are amazing. They're growing like at a rapid pace that's not even controllable at this point. But I just want every investor out there to be careful. Make sure you know what you're doing. Do some research, and make sure you don't solely invest all into tech. Make sure you diversify your portfolio, and that way, if tech does end up taking a big hit, your portfolio doesn't go down with it. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say for today's video. Thank you for clicking on today's video. Please leave a like on the video below and subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.